Hey everybody, clearing. All right, so I'm just getting like a heartwarming kind of energy. Let's have a look at what encouraging things would the divine masculines like to say to the feminines about the connections. I'm kind of feeling like a sentimental, nostalgic, lovey-dovey energy, to be honest. It's kind of sweet, kind of sweet. So thank you, divine creator. What can we see from the divine masculines to the divine feminines at this time? Heartwarming messages, please. What is it that we can know about how the DMs are feeling? Thank you for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. And what can the divine feminines take away from the messages? How can they be encouraged? What can they be receptive or open to regarding what we see here? Okay, conscious mind about the connections. What would the DMs like to say? Queen of Swords and, you may not think I love you, but I do. There's the Queen of Swords in the inverse. So that's the not knowing, the timing, having weird, awkward tact, timing, all that. But the love is here. So the masculines are really saying, feminines, that even though it's seemed like it was all over the place in some ways, or this can even be a karmic partner or a karmic feminine energy or pattern. Doesn't have to be a specific person. It can be represent a type of feminine energy or a pattern of behavior. So this isn't necessarily excusing the masculine for things, but the masculines are saying, regardless of what things seem, I love you. Trust the love. Trust the love. Trust the journey. Trust the process. I love you. Oh, and the feminines. Oh, union. With the Two of Cups and the Four of Wands union. So whatever else seems to be going on, that is not more important than this love. It's not more true. It's not more true than this love, feminines. I'm seeing this little angel figure as a little bit sad right now, and feminines, don't be in that, because your masculines are saying whatever's just happened, it's just me and you, babe. So having said that, what would the most divine interpretation of what has played out that might be confusing you be? If the love is here and something is not what it seems, do you have the ability, feminines, to see it as the loving storyline, or to find that loving storyline in what has played out? The truth that sets you free from this melancholy energy? What can we see for the masculines, how they're thinking of their feminine? King of Cups and this paradigm shift of Six of Air. So the love is so here, feminines. Like, this is the most amount of love that someone could have for you. It can be unspoken love. There is a shift under the surface. So it's almost like redemption. I'm hearing that the masculines thought you could do better than them, or thought that they weren't good for you in some way. Possibly that they weren't going to be able to get their lives in order before they felt you deserved to be with somebody different. Or even if they knew that they were the best one for you, they felt that the timing wasn't fair to make you wait. They're having a shift in perspective about the way that this connection has unfolded. They're seeing things differently now. They're starting to feel more secure. With this king straight on to us, viewers, they're feeling more accessible. This connection is more accessible. There's a shift in paradigm here that's allowing for a more direct access that they didn't feel was available before. What is the advice for the feminines? That this is your divine masculine. So they're listening to spirit guidance, and this is making a world of difference under the surface. It's because you've been seeing your masculine as this divine version, because the love that you've been experiencing has been divinely shown to you, because you've been seeing the soul of your masculine, you're seeing their higher self, you're seeing their good side. This is drawing them out to believe that they are worthy, because they've been so misunderstood. They've been so downhearted or downtrodden in the past, and you are seeing this side of themselves that they thought that they lost or buried deep, or that these karmic feminine patterns or energies were not able to see clearly. So they wondered if that part of them existed at all. I'm getting a very clear message that you saw this part of them just in the nick of time as it was dying, like a little wilting flower in their soul. Whoa! And as I said that, I saw this flower, and it's like it bloomed. When I said that right there, it's like you helped their soul to flower from the heart, because you believed in them, because you saw their divinity right when the world was about to snuff that out. Whoa, what can we see for the heart space? 7 of Swords and the Hangman. This magical stag. The 2 shall be left standing. All of these thoughts are being laid to rest. Here's another card of epiphany. The Hanged One talks about looking at things in a 180 flip from what we assume to be true in a material sense. So these masculines know that on the heart space, instead of thinking of all these other modes and choices as options or competition, it feels as though they are all dragons to slay, so that the true, may the true Slim Shady. Okay, so, yeah, they're changing the way they look at the way this connection has stood the test of time. They wondered if they were good enough. They wondered if they were right for you. They wondered if you thought that they were weak for not going all in to begin with. But there is a lot of life experience that has been navigated here, and they're seeing it as though they've been confirming this connection all along, instead of there having ever been a true competition. We've got the 2 reserved to the side, and all this other stuff is separate from the 2 of you. They're really seeing there was no contest. They really hope that you feel that on the heart as well. What is the advice for the feminines? Yeah, that you're not guarded because of this, that you more feel protected. We all have our battles to face, and this looks like the battles that each have faced, but it also looks like all the while this connection was reserved or set aside or different than all that other karmic stuff. This connection is where you're both going, not necessarily where you've been or what's being released into the past. We met not a moment too soon. We met as soon as we possibly could. So the masculines are realizing there was a moment of alignment when you came into each other's life that was the soonest it possibly could have happened, but also there were still so many things still needing to play out. But now they're seeing that the things that needed to play out seem to be almost played out. The karma, the healing, the life path, the purpose. You should be feeling this as the heart wall being removed, and you're starting to see things with more safety and trust, feminines. What is on the heart of hearts? Sweet messages from the masculines. Okay. Oh, they think you're a star. They haven't told you this, but they absolutely think you're the best one. Look at how this motif is in showcase there when this card came out in the inverse. So the King of Swords, they've known this right from the beginning, how incredible you are. It's almost like they don't think, how could you know how great they think you are? Your back is to them. They haven't said anything. But then there's this obvious parallel in, you know, everything. Wow, that's the King's shield here. So their defenses, that protection that's been going on in the connection, where they have not come forward because there's been all these other layers that have needed to be balanced and navigated. The shield of protection has been because they saw you this way all along. That is in their heart of hearts. I'm sorry, I think the Bryan Adams song, Everything I Do, is so cheesy, but that's what I'm getting. It's like, oh, everything I do it for you. That's what I'm getting from these masculines. Advice for the feminines. Now I'm hearing Moon River. So yeah, just be in your energy. This is sort of like, oh, where's my masculine? Wherefore art thou masculine? Yeah, you know, feminines, but you don't need to know when it's going to happen or how. Leave that up to your masculine. Because this is saying that you've been protected by their love all the way along. Even when you've pretended like you doubted the connection, I'm hearing you didn't really doubt the connection. After all, you're watching this video. What can we see for what these masculines want to manifest? Sweet messages. Oh, yeah, they don't want to have this like on again, off again casual. They want something much more substantial between the two of you. They know the value in that. So if you've wondered if your masculine understands the value in going deeper, yeah, they do. That's why they haven't yet. That's why they've kept it in this protective zone, is because they know this warrants deep, lasting love, and they want to do it right when it's time. What is the advice for the feminines here? The Emperor. Trust your masculine in this. Let them lead it this way. See that they are doing that in the connection. Understand that's what an emperor does. Again, I am not reading these for low vibrational, manipulative, narcissist exes. That's not who I'm talking about here. So definitely know the difference. But these divine masculines, they are showing up in these connections as the type of masculine energy every masculine would aspire to be if they were set on divinity and righteousness. There's so much love in it. What are the actions the masculines would like to share here? 4 of Swords and 2 of Air. So there is a rest period here. Rest up. You're not blocked. I haven't closed the door on this. Rest. Beauty sleep. Peace. Calm. Yin. Grounding. This person is in a bear cave. Transformation, the seasons. Hibernation comes back around with new life in the spring. I'm not feeling that the timeline is that way so long in the future, but there is a need for grounding and deep rest right now. Safety, security, feeling supported, feeling there's a sense of recovery and really deep healing heartache. And I'm getting that again, that we're over the hump of heartache. Like, heartache will not plague these connections like heartache has plagued us in the past. We're clearing that. This is a period of progress. The Four of Swords and the Two of Swords is that Six of Swords paradigm shift again. So we've got that twice. So the action is the masculines are taking a pause right now to really course correct towards lasting change of behavior, change in leveling up, showing up differently, protecting the connection. They no longer want to have to take more extreme measures in the connection, whatever that means. How are the feminines meant to, keep an open watch and wait. You're going to see a different version of your masculine showing up continually from here on out. What can we see for the biggest challenge? Oh yeah, waiting for the union energies to align, seeing this as a work in progress, a journey for both, wanting to work with the elements, but asking, are we there yet? Are we there yet? They're just as eager to get there, but they know they can't compromise what needs to happen and the way it needs to feel for it to be secure, feminines. And advice for the feminines, the sun. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Look at this feminine adjusting the whole sun to point the sun at the sunflowers. You can point the spotlight of the sun and illuminate anything you wish to. This is actually a beautiful message here about learning how to ask the right questions, feminines. Like, think of the sunflowers here as things that have grown in this connection, or experiences, or observable, noteworthy things. You can shine that spotlight on any of them and ask for higher guidance and perspective about anything that confuses you or that you don't understand. You have the ability through your free will to bring full consciousness to any of it. Ask and it is given. And so while your masculine is working with the forces, the elements on their side, and going towards anchoring this union, you're able to do your side of it, the energetic work on your side, by seeing things clearly, by bringing in that wisdom and understanding, by seeking that in all things, so that you are sure and secure. What is the solution to this challenge? Healing. Lasting healing and change. So masculines are very much working on restructuring their entire paradigm, their entire alignment, their entire worldview. The whole way that they used to approach things and view things is changing. Paradigm shift does go from one paradigm to another. An unhealed paradigm or a healed paradigm, a fear-based paradigm or a love-based paradigm. That's what we're seeing here. With temperance, that is the healing of the fear-based assessment of their reality. This is a major lasting change. Masculines, what is the advice for the feminines here? Continue envisioning this two peas in a pod, sweet soul connection, soul level purity that you have here. See that, envision it. Allow for that reality to emerge. Don't hang on to the things. Love keeps no record of wrongs, but it also doesn't try to carpet sweep anything that's not balanced, but it also doesn't lose faith that the balance can come in, but we don't need to pressure something that's not there yet. And that, again, doesn't mean that your masculine is the bad guy. That's the whole darn dynamic. On the feminine side, the masculine side, the whole world is healing. We're all walking each other home. What can we see for the near future? Oh, there's the love. and the joy and the friendship. So we begin and end this with the Two of Cups. Your counterpart, feminines, has nothing but love for you in the highest and wants nothing but ease and flow between you. Advice for the feminines, the Artist. Wow, this is the highest card in the deck, or most expanded card. It's two beyond the world. This is the living art, the embodiment of our divinity. This is pure creation, trustworthy, righteous, inspired, beautiful, love-filled creation and innovation and play and joy and freedom coming into the world. So continue envisioning heaven on earth, feminines, looking at anything that can grow into a more divine or beautiful future. Continue cultivating that. Continue seeking the pathway to that. Continue allowing that. Continue being receptive to that becoming. Continue adjusting your own fear or limitations towards welcoming in true love. All right, many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.